mean, it seems pretty straightforward, as far as the agreement, um, for the services go. If anyone has any particular questions, we could address that to Judge Martin prior to the council meeting, or have her, um, address those questions at that time if that works for committee.
This, excuse me, losing my voice. At this time, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the Digital Government Services Agreement, or for sending to full council for approval, the Digital Government Services Customer Agreement.
Thank you, Mr. Crowley. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion needed? And again, if anything, if there's any questions, or if you think of anything between now and next Monday, we can always address it with Judge Martin at that time. So all those in favor say aye.
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 None opposed. Motion carries unanimously for the full council on June 20th. Rolling right along to the last agenda item, which is the records retention schedule. Again, I think this was pretty straightforward as well, having to do with the retention for 3 years and 120 days from the date of expungement, and then to destroy the records. I have Lieutenant at the podium if you have any questions related to this records retention schedule and the recommendation presented by the police department.
No, ma'am, no questions.
You don't
want
have
to
any
take
questions?
No. I'm good. I'm good with what we got. I think this is a standard. We do this it's a retention schedule that we have to do. We've done in the past, and we continue to have to update it so we can make sure we don't have those records in our files when they shouldn't be there.
This follows state law, correct? So I thought.
Chairman King, I'd like to make a motion that we send to full council for approval and the signing of the retention schedule for the Mauldin Police Department as outlined here with regards to the approval of records retention schedule.
Thank you, Mr. Allgood. Have motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second for Mr. Kraling. Any further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Motion carries unanimously. Now that we're back online, see if there's any public comment for the end of the committee meeting. See any, Ms. Miller? All right. Any committee concerns? No concerns. I would just, not a major concern, but I have been just over the last couple of weeks noticing, this is for the police department, but you don't have to get up. It's just a general statement. But while our, and this has been a conversation or statement that's been made ever since I've been on council, but I just wanted to reiterate, as we brag about being a low crime city, which is fantastic, I would just like to see us be a little bit more proactive as our officers are out in the community within our neighborhoods. They should be educated and know what violations are when it comes to codes. And I still, on a much too regular basis, see businesses that are breaking code, residents that have code issues. And, you know, I think we do a fantastic job once it's brought to code's attention. But as we're riding through their neighborhoods, if you see, you know, cars without tags on them and high grass, then I think we can be proactive and take those actions and notify the codes officer to go out. And as we like to knock on the door and be very friendly and nice and remind them of what our ordinances are. That's all I have.
One thing I
Yes, sir,
almost
Mr.
forgot. Previously, I talked to Chief Miller about looking at for some potential higher penalties or options as far as littering goes in the city. And him not being here, understandable, but just a friendly reminder to him to, let's see if we maybe come up with something to reduce some of our litter here.
Definitely second that. There's nothing else. What do we have on adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
All right, we stand adjourned at 6:14.